Well, hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're all well. What do you say we start some old saws? Ain't got a lot going on, waiting on some parts. Don't want to dive into a big project because I've got a couple going on. And, well, you guys know how that is. I have a handful of saws here I've not started in forever. Honestly, if they have fuel in them, it probably needs dumped out, but whatever, we'll see. First up here, we've got I'm right on the date of this one. Someone corrected me on another old Mac, but the literature's all over the place on those saws. Most of the ones I have here were made in the mid-early 60s, but this saw here was made in, I think, 1958 or 59. It's a McCulloch 1-70, and with that said, we'll swing you around, give you a look. Ain't she a beauty, Clark? I love those movies. 1-70, you can find a video on this. It's called like the $12,000 chainsaw. The wife had accidentally punched in one too many zeros while bidding at the last minute on eBay. Needless to say, I ended up winning the saw. Had a little more in it than I wanted to pay, but it wasn't that big of a deal. I think I had about $175 in it. No, it didn't run when we got it. I had to put a chip in it, and boy, that thing's seen better days. Had to put a chip in it, and I think I just robbed the carb off of another saw and stuck on it. Till it's an HL, little background on these, like I said, it was made in 58 or 59, could have even been 57. Right there along the lines of like the D44 and Super D44 or D44 automatic, all of those. About the same saw as a D44, but it's got the 87cc jug and piston in it and rod assembly. Or crankshaft rotating assembly is what I'm looking for, but big heavy iron, whatever you want to call it. Boat anchor. I do have another one of these I picked up. It's got a mystery engine in it. I've not even took it apart yet, but it's in cosmetically better looking shape than this. This one says 1-70 right on the block. And I had another one of these here I got that was stuck, that was basically junked out, that was a 171. And that was the engine that I'd had several different tank and chassis assemblies around. I think we'd call it soft Franken-Mac. It's still here, it's in the building. I don't want to put much in it. These do have a wick stall tank. Ain't really the world's biggest fan of that, but I guess it all worked back in the day. So I guess it's all they had. And these are a little weird. It is a right hand start, and you have to hold the choke in. It's not a primer. Maybe you can see it working the butterfly. I'm not going to sit and crank on this and choke it. It's just not going to happen. Just like in the other video on the S550, we're going to give it a drink down the throat. Pretty healthy drink at that. And it's been over a year, I know, since this thing's ran. Maybe longer. I have no idea, but we did get it to make some cuts. It's about what's expected. It's big, old, slow. People call these torque monsters. Maybe you about can't stall them out, but I mean, it's a reed saw. About any reed saw you about can't stall out. But these things at best, like 135, 140 psi, so, you know, you can take that for what it's worth. You can tell once you get it up on past compression, it's not that bad. I don't even know, maybe down is on like a 1010, or even if that thing works. guys, that switch work. Alright guys, we have a true junk pile build here. Mac 1010 automatic chassis. It does have the complete engine out of a 710, which is 70 cc's. It is the later model thinned ring, which is basically a Promac 700. It has been ported to the gills. Lots of videos of this build on the channel, I'm pretty sure. If not, it probably should be, so you can see the decomp in it. I have another one of these we'll pull out in a little bit that I done and put a 1010S set up into. See if she'll run. Get her some choke. Hadn't been ran in probably this time last year or something. I'm still smelling race fuel come out of it. About half choke. Carb a little on this one, it seems. Alright, let's give it a little bit on the low jet. It seemed a little lean. See what that does. Well, okay guys, so it's been a couple of years since I built this. It's a Mac 1010. I need to print off some vinyls and put on it or something. Got a 1010S engine assembly. I was just looking around for 1010 parts on eBay, and it's a Promac 1010 cylinder and piston set up, and got to looking through the images, and you're better off to do that sometimes. I've seen the decomp. And it had one of the big box cammed mufflers on it, which you don't have to have with the 1010S, but for 700 you either got to make a pipe or come up with that. But let's see if this thing will fire up fuel, and it smells some kind of awful, like really. And I need to get my box of parts out and put a better looking handlebar on this thing. But you can see the black tank, maybe not, for what used to be. Let's see if she'll bust off, guys. This thing probably don't need a decomp. Exhaust roof's not been raised or anything, but full rebuilt, new rings, new seals. The steel 034 thin rings will work in the 46mm bore saws, which is what this is. That don't sound good. Like we got a screw laying in something somewhere. Where in the world is that at? That's weird. know why I let some of these sit on the shelf as much as I do. And there's that rain back again. It's rained for about a day straight. Started late last night and it rained all through the night. It's just a swamp everywhere. But see, this one's tuned a little rich, where the other one was tuned a little lean, which means this one was probably ran last in the winter. But let's see if she'll fire back. Listen to that rain. Alright guys, we might wrap it up on these with this saw. I'll have to check my camera battery, but I'm sure it's about gone. I've been out here quite a while. Promac 55, it is basically an old school 1010S, 57 cc's, original points. The piston is not pinned like the 1010S or the 700, which means it has floating rings, and when you port it, you have to leave that bridge in the exhaust port. But these normally come with a reed muffler. This one's been pretty opened up. I kind of liked how it sounded better with the reed muffler. And you know, don't think these things are slouch. These things they're a step above a 1010, believe it or not. You just have to feel it for yourself. You know, this one's ported. It would be again like a Woods port. It was a full restoration, full rebuild, but it's been 2 or 3 years back now and kind of starting to show its age. We put a little fuel in it. Let's see if she'll bust off. It had some fuel in it, but I don't think it had enough to fire up and run. Let's pull the decomp out. Boy, its starter could use a rewind, that's for sure. We may be starting this one, might not be, guys. Let's prime it instead of sitting and pulling our guts out. This thing, like I said, it's set for a long time. I don't remember robbing any parts off of this. It is possible. These are a little trickier. That's actually a spit back shield. Whether it has to have it or not, I don't know, but it's there. You guys know what happened. We quit trying too soon. If I'd have pulled it one good more pull, I think it would have busted off. But if they've set for a while, there's nothing at all wrong with what we just done. Something in this clutch cover rattling around. Maybe it's just a clutch, hitting the clutch cover. I think that's the culprit. We're still videoing, so we still got battery. Let's fire it back up and lean it out a little bit. been so long since I've ran these things, guys. I don't even really remember how they run. That's exactly what that is. That clutch is just coming out and touching that cover. Generally, I won't even run them with the cover on it, but that one, the nuts are there and the washers are there and they're up far enough it wasn't going to fall off. But I may get the Promac 700 out and fire it if we have enough battery, but we'll see. Alright guys, hopefully this one busts off without a lot of headache. I don't remember when I had it last running. Promac 700, the professional. This is the later model saw with the black. Hell, I think they might have made these up to around 80 or something. I don't know. I've cut with it one time, I think, since I've had it, and that's probably 2 or 3 years ago. The carburetor that was on it was just gummed off solid. I even ran it through an ultrasonic cleaner, done nothing for it. This one's just one off another saw I had here, and all of these things do share basically the same carb. You can, if you've seen on the 55, it even had one of the older model carbs on it with the jets sticking straight out of the side, which these have from the factory. You can tune the 700s through the cases, but I'm thinking I put one of the newer model carburetors on it. That's what I had here. As you can see, all the stuff's going off the air filter. Should really get a new one. Well, this one's set up properly. That's a good thing. Which means if I need to tune it, which I always thought that was kind of weird, that air filter's not going to fit back right, guys. Get on there. There. I always thought it kind of weird you had to take the air filter off the tune because they can be finicky to get right. Watch this thing need a prime. We'll leave the decomp out. They ain't too awful hard to start. Take note, this thing ain't been started in forever that I can remember. One of the nicer Macs I have. I do have the complete black clutch cover to go over it with the chain brake that a lot of people don't like, but whatever. Is what it is. But like I said, I ain't got a lot going on. I wanted to start some saws. We may do this again with some of the ones over in the cabinet. You guys, most of you been around, know what's in there. I've been pulling some off the shelf and starting them. With that said, if you like this kind of video, let me know. We'll pull some more out and fire them up. If there's something here you might have interest in. I ain't really trying to sell anything or need to sell anything, but you know, cash talks. But anyway, everybody have a great day.